So
this is the third,
third
and decisive, yeah.
And
South Australia, Barry Jennings is ahead of Australia's number 3, Alison Sharp. On her mallet, she has her name, but not in the way most of us would have our names inscribed. Hers has A and the symbol for sharp in music.
Or what would currently be known as a hashtag.
Well, yes,
a hashtag.
Yeah.
But yes, A sharp. Yes, look at this. She's dominating now. Look at this.
Yes.
She's completely dominating now.
So yellow.
Right.
Got
yellow has got to clear the blue, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to clear the blue. It might get both. Might get lucky. Gets rid of the blue. Can't argue with that. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Isn't that fantastic? Really got so much energy into the blue ball, and
so
I think it's unlikely that Alison will be able to dispatch the red. So that then sets up a really intriguing choice for Barry with the red.
Also, if she clears red, it might give red the angle to come back at black and go through the hoop.
So here she goes. Beautiful swing. Just misses. Okay. Big decision time for Barry.
Yes.
What's going to happen? He's 3-1 up. And an incredible opportunity. Maybe the jump, maybe the clear. What will he do?
While he's collecting the ball, he's thinking about it.
He's thinking.
Yes,
He may well be thinking about it. Yes, that's right. He may well be thinking about it. What do you reckon?
He would be thinking
jump or clear.
Yeah, I think he's lining up for a jump.
He is. He's been playing these beautifully as well. It's quite. Oh, well, that's one for the replay reel.
So
big moment, because not only has he just missed that, but he's put Alison in that position where she can now run all the way through up to hoop number 6 and gain an advantage. So a great moment, Richard, to say goodbye to you, because our next commentator, Trish Devlin, is waiting in the wings. And
thank you for having me.
That was great. Thank you very much. And it was great to share that passage of play with you. And good luck for the rest of your games today. And hope they and the weather looks like it's brightening up for you as well. So what an amazing turnaround. Let's just update the score while Trish is getting her microphone on. Good morning, Trish.
Okay, good morning, Gareth.
Yeah, well, have you been following any of the games on your way in?
Well, I was driving down, so I wasn't able to watch, but I've been looking downstairs for a little while there, and I just saw Robert Fletcher finish his second game to go Love Up.
To go to Love Up. So he is, Robert is through to the semi-final and will meet the winner of this game.
Right, this is a very interesting stage of this game then, isn't it?
It certainly is. It certainly is.
It's one game all, and
it's been a brilliant match.
Barry just slightly ahead at this stage.
Yep. This is incredible stuff. Barry has been playing the most beautiful jump shots, and in the first couple of games he was clearing from everywhere, but he made one little error. A very short clearance which he missed, and it completely changed the complexion of the game. He was about to go 4-2 up, and suddenly he then was on the back foot.
A complete turnaround just with one shot, and that can often be the way. The same as that missed jump. That could have been a huge difference.
That's right, absolutely.
Barry's particularly accurate on his clearance shots. He always has been. Very direct. Of course, with golf croquet, you have to be able to hit straight. So he's just taking another position with his yellow there.
Yeah.
It is a runnable position, but it's a long runnable position, and Alison looks like she's trying to just get in the jaws from there. And she does.
And she does.
Yeah.
So she's in the jaws.
Perfect touch. So I'm not sure that Barry's going to be able to do anything about that with the red ball. He's just going to see if he can get rid of the black, because black, of course, would threaten yellow, and he would then still have a chance for a jump with yellow as long as black's not going to interfere with it.
That's right. She's giving it a little bit of a shake of the head there. I don't know whether you saw that as he walked down.
He wasn't happy with that shot.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Alison's not so far away that she can't move yellow. That's the thing. Barry perhaps would have liked it to have been hidden behind a hoop. And she's missed it.
Missed it.
And that's unusual because she
All
also
right.
is extremely good at clearing.
This is a long jump shot though, Trish. This is what, about 3 metres out?
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
That long.
Well, it's halfway between the hoop and the peg, isn't it? So it's
he might be able to do a double jump.
yes,
a bounce,
a bouncing
a
bomb,
bouncer.
I believe they call it. Yeah. But let's see. I think big moment. Oh, referee, get out of the way.
Well, the referee has to stand behind so that he can tell if it goes through the hoop.
Oh, it does.
That was a perfect shot.
What a shot.
He did have a risk there that he could
shot.
knock that blue through, and instead of that, it hit the top and through.
Unbelievable.
So that was an important shot, wasn't it? That's 4-2, and it leaves Alison in. She can't get to the next hoop.
No.
So he's given himself 2 advantages there.
He's the first shot at the next hoop.
Yeah.
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 Well, so interestingly, Trish, what happened at hoop number 2 was that Alison put Barry through hoop number 2 to make it 1-1, and of course it meant that Barry was then first shot at the next hoop. So since then, since that little bit of bad luck that Alison had at hoop number 2, things have really gone Barry's way.
Barry's kept his edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a safe, deep shot. He's able to run the hoop from there. Of course, at this level, the players can run the hoop from 3, 4, 5 yards.
Yeah, we've seen them taking the hoop on from 3 or so. We haven't seen many attempts at longer ones yet, but they haven't sort of had to. There hasn't been that sort of. So Robert Fletcher is through to the semi-finals, as we said before, and will play the winner of this game.
This one. Yes, and it's this game because this is the best of 3, and currently we're 1 game each, with Barry ahead in the third. Alison's now looking to clear.
Yep, that yellow ball is
yellow ball that is a
in
hoop
her sights,
and she does.
And
Not very far, but far enough so that it can no longer run the hoop. But of course, it can disturb her black ball.
Really crucial part of the game here. Alison really, Trish, we haven't seen anybody take a 3-hoop lead in this game. It's always the maximum lead anybody's ever had is 2 hoops.
Yeah.
So
Barry looks like he's aiming at the hoop.
He does. He looks like he's getting it. He is on fire.
Yeah.
He is absolutely on fire.
So how long do you think was that hoop? How far away was he there?
That was.
It would have been a 5-yarder.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Where did Barry's ball go to? Where did the red ball go? Did it go? It looks like it's gone quite a long way south of the hoop.
We might be able to see it soon.
Well,
no, it's still not on the frame.
It's still not. It's probably right down on the boundary because he hit it with some force.
And yellow has stayed well back.
Comes the blue. So,
so he's checking to see if black's able to hit yellow, because Alison's put her blue ball in a position where black can no longer hit yellow. I think that's what he was checking.
Okay. That's just aiming to go deep, I suppose, is it?
I thought perhaps he was trying to hide behind blue so that black couldn't hit red.
Right.
But that leaves her free to take position.
Which she does. Now.
So yellow to play. Barry's going to clear the blue ball.
Clear the blue. Okay.
He must Yes, he must think then that Red
Nice
has
clean
a good
contact
chance.
on that.
Yes.
Well, this is an incredible turnaround because we haven't had anybody 3 points ahead.
Yeah, it's 5-2.
And this is, well...
He's 2 points from the game.
He's 2 points from the game. He just needs to make 2 more hoops to beat the Australian number 3 and put himself in a position where he's in a semi-final with the world number 1 Robert Fletcher. That's exciting. An exciting day at the office for Barry, really.
Is Robert number 1 in
not in golf croquet,
no,
but world number 1
in
association. Yeah, that's right. We're allowed to say world number 1 for that. Okay.
So now Barry
hoop or clear.
Well,
he's been played very aggressively.
He has, and at this stage, if he can take that hoop,
and he has
missed it by the look of it. He's not reaching in his pocket for the
clip. If he'd made that hoop, I reckon he would have reached for the pocket pretty quickly. I think. So Alison.
Black will run.
There it goes. Okay, that's
3-5.
Settle the nerves for Alison there. Barry, of course, though, will be first to play at the next hoop. Rolls that in, a little bit hard. Slightly disappointed with that, I would think, but he's on the short side. He's on the clearing side.
He is. If Alison comes close to the hoop, yellow's in a perfect position to clear it a long way.
Okay, that's running, but we don't expect that to be there in the future.
So where's that red ball?
Well, it's coming in, and again it's going a little... Oh, has he stopped himself from clearing the blue? Not quite.
He doesn't want to have it in the way. He wants to be able to hit blue with that yellow ball.
He certainly doesn't. But that red is a runner, isn't it now? That red is a runner. So...
The black's just coming in. Not trying to clear anything, just coming into the mix.
Oh, that's blocked the yellow's clearance, I think, Trish.
Yeah.
What a position. Look at that. All 4 balls in front of the hoop. Yeah. And look at that. Can the yellow see the blue? I don't think it can.
See it.
I don't think it can.
Well, you just have an option of jumping those 2 balls to hit the blue. But he could also consider whether or not he could hit black onto blue. And that's what he does.
Look at that.
Double clearance.
Double clearance.
Those people amongst you who are billiard players will be...
They'd like that one.
They would appreciate that one. They both play very quickly, don't they?
I mean, there's almost no time for us to compose our commentary thoughts because the players are both playing at such a pace.
They make quick decisions and they execute them very well, don't they?
They certainly do.
Yeah.
And they're now, where is that black ball? The yellow isn't really a threat there, is it, Trish? It's not. It's
from here. It doesn't look like it can run the hoop.
No.
So she has no need to hit it. She just can come in for a good position to run. Okay. Alison very often ends up in between balls. She uses the other balls to hide behind quite a lot.
She does. We've been observing, Trish, that she really likes the short side. She loves to be on this right-hand side here to be able to clear the opposition into the big space.
Yes.
She loves, and this is a classic example here, where this red will go, oh, didn't quite get the angle there.
She didn't
quite get the angle.
She didn't hit it dead centre, so that her ball travelled quite a long way. The idea is to hit the opponent far while you stay close. So Barry's just put the ball back in good running position. Black from the boundary. From the boundary to a ball at the hoop is 7 yards. But this is a decent shot, but she just swings through. Red's actually on a better angle than blue. She would have preferred to have swapped it so that blue was where red is. So Barry's still closer to the hoop than Alison with both his balls. He looks like he's lining up almost to try and run the hoop. It's very angry.
He is. Squirts off the surface. He's got very little to lose, hasn't he?
Because
if he goes 6-3 up, he's. And if he'd have jaws that would have been the dream, wouldn't it?
Yes, he looked a little disappointed at that one, but it did seem like a big angle, perhaps not from down on the court. Oh, Alison pops the blue back in. She has this beautiful swing.
Oh, I know. It's just the mallet just falls onto the ball, doesn't it?
And the ball just travels.
It's like it just she just lets it go.
Barry's again brought a ball in and blocking his own ball. So Alison's checks to see whether yellow still can hit blue, because Barry's red's in between the two. And she successfully blocked red's shot on blue and yellow's shot on blue. This is very similar to what we saw before, all the balls lined up again. Barry's now placed yellow so that blue can't run the hoop. Alison's got to decide what to do now because she can't clear the red ball.
Well, she certainly can't afford to go 6-3 down. Look at that.
Yeah, she doesn't have a shot on red.
Really threatening.
She has a shot on yellow, but perhaps no shot on the hoop. Looks like she's going to try and hit her black into red.
Ooh, that'll take some doing. Oh, she does it.
And it almost clicked off into the hoop.
Nearly got lucky and got the black through as well. Incredible.
Players often try to block a shot using another ball, but the idea of being able to hit that ball to do the clearance anyway it's quite a good one, and it's more difficult to execute.
Okay, so that yellow's got to go.
Yeah, and it will.
Can't keep that there.
No,
off it goes.
Gone. Yeah.
All right, and now we have clear space in front of the hoop.
But with yellow lined up in a position where it can attempt the hoop.
It could, and he might try.
He might.
He might think, I have, this is my day. This is my chance.
Well, he's having a think about it, isn't he? Walking around, getting a good line on it. See how far back he stands,
he's
so that he's lining it up.
Oh, he's going for this.
He is.
No question.
Yeah. So this is 7 yards.
This is the shot.
He will have practiced a lot of these.
Oh, he's got it!
Done it.
It's 6-3.
He's done it.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's 6-3.
When you see a hoop, you've got to run it.
Oh,
don't you? And he knew that.
Unbelievable. One hoop away from a semi in the Australian Championships.
Yeah. But it's 6-3. It isn't 7-3.
It isn't 7-3 yet.
It's not all over yet.
Can Alison come back from this?
Yeah. I wonder why she's so far away from the hoop with that shot. That's a very short.
It is a very short shot. And that's
ball to the hoop, but
that's a nice position, isn't it? That red now. That looks good. Okay. Okay.
So the tactics are really coming
into
that's
it
now,
quite
aren't they? That's
yes, in perfect position.
Looks like it's blocking the red ball, doesn't it?
Perfect position. See what's happened to this blue here. Where will this blue go?
No, blue's not doing anything.
Okay. Now what's Barry doing there? Because
he's not happy with it. I think it was supposed to curl back in.
Do you think he was actually playing for some curve there?
Yes. Because that's the end of it now.
If Alison can get this red ball behind the hoop and blocked from the black,
I think
so. And it
looks like she's managed that. She's standing looking at the line.
Oh, she's making sure he puts the ball back in the right spot.
Exactly where it was. Yes.
That looks right to me. That looks right. Okay. Now, can he see enough of the black here to get rid of it? Big shot.
Or will he be trying to come into the jaws? Go through that way.
Oh, you think he might do that?
I don't know. If he can't hit it from behind, he might.
No.
Okay. He was trying to go to the jaws.
This should be 6-4. Wow.
Being first to the next hoop is important though, because it's quite possible to run hoops 11 and 12 as a pair.
Yes.
The Barry has the advantage still.
And
So
he's maybe overcooked that.
A little bit too far.
A little bit too far. Okay. Alison,
So Alison
steady.
hanging away, keeping out of the way of that yellow.
In a position to run the hoop.
And red looking for a block.
And again, a
too
bit far. So, things just... Barry just pushing those two a little bit further than they should be. Alison hanging back.
Staying away.
And I think the blacks hung back even more. Right, okay.
So he's got to decide whether he thinks Alison can run the hoop from there. And he's decided she can, and so he's going to block the passage to the hoop. And at the same time, it's a threatening ball because it can run, and Alison will be forced to clear it. And she does.
She nearly got very lucky and skidded through. Okay.
Barry's looking at a line hidden from blue, seeing if he can wire himself from the blue.
Right. And he... Okay, well, I think that may well be cleared by the blue soon.
He's going to have to stop blue from hitting red.
He is. I think the yellow, where did the yellow go? It was a bit, it was yellow's down to the centre peg. Yeah, it's down to the centre peg. Yeah. So big shot. If Barry clears, the blue now, he might win. He does.
He did.
And blue has to clear the red.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Barry Jennings of South Australia is going through to the semi-finals.
That's right. One more hoop.
This is it.
This is a really important
shot. She has to hit the red and not put it through. And not put it through. This is it. Alison shoots. Misses. It's all over because this has got to go through.
This is the one. This is the one.
This is it.
He's got to be careful he doesn't touch black.
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
Barry Jennings. Well done, sir.
7-4.
Big round of applause from the clubhouse. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Can he compose himself for the game against Robert later? He is exciting. So I'm gonna duck out now and hand over to Peter Freer, who's
Peter's coming in.
Peter's coming to chat, and there should be some excellent footage of the previous game to show, and I will be back shortly.
Oh, thanks. Bye, Gareth. Hello, Peter. You've been watching that one down on the court side, have you? It's an exciting game.
I was actually watching from next door, but yes.
Were you?
No, very exciting.
Was that a surprise? Did you think that Barry was likely to beat Alison?
Well, I'm biased because it was Barry who put me out in the last round.
You'd like to have been put out by the person who is the finalist, wouldn't you, rather than someone who got beaten in the semis? Yeah.
No, Barry's on the improve. He's been getting steadily better. And he's reached a new level at this competition. So it's good to see.
He's always been very accurate with his clearances, hasn't he? He hits dead straight, but especially in this.
Well, that last shot, he was down near the peg and he cleared blue from up near hoop 11 and
that was the
put
one
it all
that
the way to the
mattered,
border.
wasn't it? And he was pretty much cool as a cucumber when he was doing it. He didn't really look like this was the match-winning shot.
No.
He just knew that Barry Jennings can hit this shot, so he did.
He just stepped up and did it.
So I suppose the next game on this court will be Robert versus Barry, the final of this.
No, we're putting that on court 2.
Ah.
And then there's a game, on court 3. It's going on court 4. The other semi-final, which is the West Australian Derby, is going on court 2. And then we're reserving court 1 for the actual final.
Okay, so what we're looking at now are some of the highlights of the Alison and Barry match. Some of the shots that they've done have been replayed here for us to see. So here's an important clearance with yellow clearing the blue. Alison just missing jaws in that one. And a jump that fails but pushes Blue out.
And it ends up sitting right in the...
setting Alison up to do the jump herself.
Neat jump.
Very neat.
The trick here is not to overpower it. A lot of people, think you've got to really slam a jump shot, but it's really a case of popping it over.
And that one, Blue hit red through the hoop, giving Barry a hoop score. And there's a near miss from a hoop of about 2-3 yards out.
Yeah.
And a clearance shot here by the look of it. A missed clearance.
It's interesting. Alison seems to be a little less fluid than... She's normally got one of the most fluid swings in the business.
Maybe
but
a little bit of
like
tension.
She was pushing it a bit.
And that was a miss jumped in the last game. We saw that one. It really looked like he was going to land it, but no, hit the leg. And that
Beautiful
was
jump.
the perfect jump. Because, of course, if he had hit Blue through the hoop, then Blue would have scored it.
Yes. And
So
not only did he manage to hit it and go through, but he left it in the jaws, so that meant Alison couldn't get across the next hoop.
That's right. Alison couldn't get to hoop 7
And this is a
there.
magic clearance.
Yeah.
Double clearance.
Yeah.
Barry is really good about lining up the angles so that the yellow ball hit the target ball just right, so that it cannon into the third ball.
And he decided so quickly. He lined it up, just hit it. So I think he must have played a bit of billiards in his time. And a lovely long hoop there. We were talking earlier about the distance that some of the players can run hoops from, and Gareth had said that they hadn't seemed to be doing very many 7-yard ones, and then Barry came up and did that one.
Yes.
So
no, you need to practice your 7 yards. You prefer to get in closer, but you need to be able to have a reasonable go at getting a 7-yard hoop when required.
And that was the final hoop, the winning one, after Alison didn't manage to clear it.
So I guess there's been a lot of discussion about how nice it is to be back playing at Cairnlea.
Oh, there has. People feel wonderful about it because this is the first Australian event that's been on at Cairnlea since the start of the COVID outbreak.
Yeah, well, I think Jim Nichols said it was 410 days.
410, that's terrible.
That's a long time.
We are delighted. We've had some Victorian events here, and of course we did put on KO the Victorian Aussie bronze medal in golf croquet a couple of weekends ago. But this is the first Australian one.
Well, I came down and played in the Victorian Open back at the end of January, which was also here.
How did you go?
Second to Leicester.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. And Leicester's just been knocked out of this event too, hasn't he?
Yes, well, Gary Phipps is a West Australian. First time he's played anywhere outside West Australia, but he's really hitting his straps too.
That's good. There's a couple of West Australians have come over. We've missed having them at events because the West Australians have been in a bit more lockdown than we have, and so they haven't been able to come over, so it's good to see them. And we've got quite a few from New South Wales and from Canberra, from ACT.
Yeah.
Of course, for croquet they're called New South Wales entrants.
Well, we've only got one club in Canberra, so we had to be part of a larger group. Although there are times when we think we should just hire ourselves out to the state who's willing to bid the most money.
You think there's some good players up there in Canberra that people would want to bid on?
Well,
some like Peter Freer.
Well, we provide half the state team for both AC and GC. So
Really?
Well,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I do know a lot of the Canberra players. I played Tim Murphy last month. March it was, when we went up and played in pouring rain up in New South Wales, where the courts were awash at Tempe.
They were.
We've been lucky here. These courts are pretty good. They drain very well, but we do have to often contend with wind here, which can really affect what happens with the balls. If you're trying to do a position shot for golf croquet, the wind can just carry them away.
Yep.
But it's not too bad today, although the flags are flying pretty steadily.
So we're
blowing
seeing
in
a lot
the
of
breeze.
really good shots here on the replay from the last quarter final. But yes, Barry had a go at just trying to drift a ball in using the wind. He put yellow down to the right-hand side of the other balls.
That
and
was
hope
hoop 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoop 10.
Yeah.
And tried to drift it into the hoop.
Yeah, and didn't quite manage it. But that can sometimes be done, can't it? You can use the wind to your advantage.
Yes.
People with big swings sometimes have a bit of a problem with the wind because the mallet is taken off sideways. And when we have the really strong winds here, it's a bit of a nightmare. Oh, Barry used his leg there to help. Just a little kick.
Well, I don't cast, so I'm very amused in high winds when I'm watching the casters all waggle their mallets back and forth.
It is hard. Alison's a caster, but she manages... Oh, beautiful jump.
Yep.
She manages to control a mallet even in the wind.
Well, there's a player from Belmont called Stephen Forster who plays with side style. And I've seen it so windy that he's had to resort to going back to between his legs, which he didn't like at all.
That's right. Stephen's been playing a very long time. He's one of the early styles, the side styles, the way a lot of the ladies used to play.
Well, Stevens is very elegant because he just has one foot on the ground and then the other toe. So, and I think there's a couple of players in New Zealand who do the same.
I can't think of them. New Zealand has a lot of extremely good young players.
They're very good, aren't they? Edmund Fordyce, who's still only about 21, is I think ranked third in the world now for golf croquet, and he's also coming on in association.
There's a strong under-21 contingent, and there are under-21 competitions specifically for them, and New Zealand seems to have embraced those.
Well, the New Zealand secondary schools competition has about 200 pairs playing in it. It's really impressive, you know, so they all have regional playoffs and then they come up for a national final.
It'd be wonderful if we could get that here.
Yeah, well, the difference is that New Zealand's so compact that people can get together and, you know, meet up and you get the social side of things going. Whereas in Australia, if you're an under-21, you basically have to drive to another state to catch up with someone. We need to get a few more numbers.
There are grants available at the moment to clubs and regions to fund travel and competition for the young players. So we would really like to see some of the younger players take that up. And of course it's difficult for working people because your croquet events can run 9 days and some of them just can't get that time off.
And particularly with the younger under-21s, they basically need to have their parents with them or a parent, and that gets back into the work issue.
That's right. Alison's son Charlie was a very competitive young player, and she played with him in some doubles matches very successfully, didn't she? She did.
Charlie's now at uni and probably a bit distracted by other things. So hopefully he'll come back. That's the thing about you know, you put effort into people and sometimes they drop out for a while and then they come back. And I know Jack Williams is back playing again.
That's right. Jack started as a young teenager and now he's back as a young father.
So now we're cutting across to the first semi-final, which is between Gary Phipps from Morabinda in Western Australia and Brett McCarty, who plays out of Forest Park in the city.
Oh, so it's two West Australians playing over there now. Yeah, it's a derby.
And the score is currently 1-1. And Brett does a nice clearing of yellow, but also bumps his own ball out of the way.
I'm glad one of them's got a white hat on. Apart from that, they both look the same down there in all their wet weather gear.
That's Gary. So he just had a go at the hoop that bounced off.
And Brett with his hood up.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and Gary's got white shoes on, so that'll help us distinguish between the two of them.
Well, I think the West Australians are finding it fairly cold here.
Well, and as we said, it's the first time they've been over here for a while. I commented to Brett earlier, and it's nice to see you here. He said, yes, they've let us out.
Yeah. So Brett tried for a block, it was a bit long, and that's let Gary
Gary's
bobble through, but he's through.
He would have liked to have gone a bit further down. It makes it very awkward for his next shot.
Although he's just through, so he'll still have a fairly good swing through the hoop. But it's a hampered shot.
Yeah. For the hampered shots, they are obliged to call the referee.
The worst ones are where you go through by about a foot and then it's you can't come through the back of the hoop, and it's very tight coming in front. Because you mustn't double tap the ball, and you mustn't push the ball.
And you mustn't use the beveled edge of your mallet, even though sometimes that's the only bit you can get on it.
Yep.
So the score now is 2-1 to Gary. Well, the referee's there watching to see that he doesn't cook.
So he played safe and just played out to the side.
Yes, looks like he couldn't quite hit it through. Had to hit it sideways.
Well, sometimes they just don't go straight through. They end up behind the hoop a bit. So the big play is to run the hoop.
He does, and
which
he
Brett
runs
does.
it.
Yep. A lot of players play safe in that situation. They want to hit the red just to make sure that they don't miss and give red an easy shot. There's a bit of a saying around some quarters saying, never give your opponent an easier shot than you're just making.
So,
but it's a conservative line of play, shall we say?
Yes, well, there's another saying that says, if you can see the hoop, run it.
Yep.
And I think that's what you have to do. If you've reached a semi-final of the Australian Open, you have to run a hoop that you can see.
Yep.
And you have to be confident that at that distance you can run that hoop. So that, of course, means you must have practiced that distance a lot of times. Amazing, isn't it? The more I practice, the luckier I get.
Yes, it is. And the other interesting thing about practice is that analysis have shown that about 70% of the shots played in a game of golf croquet are actually just to position. So, you know, it's not all about just running hoops and clearing and jumping. People spend a lot of time practicing their jumping and then often don't have to do it very often. But being able to put your ball where you want it, particularly if you're trying to get in a wide position from the other ball, it's really important.
Hit to position, yes. One of the drills for training is starting from corner 4, hitting to position in front of hoop 1, run hoop 1, hit to position in front of 2, run hoop 2.
Yep.
And try and do it so that there's only one hit between each hoop. And that's training your position play as well as your hoops. So 2-all. And that's a bit short.
Yes. Normally you want to mirror and go on the other side from the ball that's next to play.
Yes, he's made it a bit easy for Brett to clear yellow and still remain in front of the hoop.
Yes.
So Brett's in a good position with 2 balls
but he
near
was
the hoop.
keeping yellow away from black, so a lot of players then would have just gone deeper.
No, he was clearing, wasn't he?
No, when the ball came in.
Oh yes,
when
it came in short, yes.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good retaliation by Gary.
Gary, yeah.
We're always looking for an in-off where you've got a chance to hit a ball onto a ball and then straight through the hoop.
Yep.
And that was
he's hit the ball and remained right in front, so that's a good second choice.
Yep. And it's interesting, Brett actually hit that with a fair bit of force and venom. You don't want to just tap. You know, it's very tempting sometimes to think if you just hit at a fairly low pace, you'll have more chance of going in, but you're not going to hit the other ball away far and it's just going to retaliate.
Brett usually hits with a fair bit of pace and venom.
He does. But it's true of just about every stop shot. They work better with a bit of venom.
Now that's an interesting one. He's put his other ball there, so he's saying that he thinks Gary may be able to clear.
He's just playing safe, yes.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful that he doesn't end up behind the hoop, so that when he runs it with black, the blue can't get up to the next hoop.
No, I think he's pretty careful. He's about a foot wide.
Yeah. Yes, it's off to the side. It's a bit hard to tell sometimes with the camera angle.
Yep.
So that was red, black to play. So now he's going to think about whether he'll put it just into the jaws or through.
No, Brett doesn't hang around. So he sacrificed. He could have taken another rotation, put the ball squarely in the hoop to make sure he could get a better shot down past the peg.
Could have.
But he'd rather get down there, and because black is likely to be a clearing ball. So he'll now concentrate on putting blue in front of the hoop, and then black will be clearing yellow.
Yes, well, he's got control of the hoop with black.
Yep.
Because at the moment, blue can be put in a position to run, and red's so far away that it would be a difficult shot to clear it.
Yep.
So
A really nice approach shot.
That's
so it's
lovely.
just right in front of the hoop.
So that was one of the touch shots you were talking about, positioning shot.
Yep, position, position, position.
Red's just coming in slowly. So
I
he's
think
looking for a block.
He was
wasn't
hoping to bump blue so that it no longer had a shot at the hoop.
Well,
And
this
Brett's-
one, I think he's managed to clear it and also make it difficult for yellow to hit blue.
I don't think he's quite got the block on. But yes, it was definitely an attempt to do that. So Gary replies by clearing blue.
So Brett just won hoop 5. So we're now up to 2-3.
Gary makes sure blue can't run it. His red's gone a bit far away, but it's still in hittable distance if black pops out. And again, Brett just goes straight in front. A lot of players would be trying to come a bit more on the other side of the hoop from the ball that's going to be attacking them. Delicate
He's
shot.
trying to
Just
sneak
missed.
that
Yeah.
into the jaws.
Yeah. But the wind's coming from the right and it probably just pushed it. When the balls are slow, they get more wind effect.
That's right.
When they're rolling
We're
with a
looking
bit of
out there
speed.
now, those flags are flying a bit more abruptly off from the west, so there is a bit more wind than there was before. So Gary's now going to clear. And he does successfully clear black.
Well,
But
didn't
it
get
hasn't
a long
gone
way.
far away.
And
Red's still gone further than black.
Yes.
That's not the aim, is it?
No, if you spin off, it's a bit of a...
Because of course black can just turn around and come back.
and now it's 2-1. So yellow can clear one ball, but red's going to have a long clearance for the second. And what Gary... No. In this situation, it's often useful to clear the last ball in because it sets up a one-on-one.
Yes, when you
by clearing blue, and Gary's kept going with yellow, so now blue will come back and there'll be 2 balls in front of the hoop.
Yes.
And Gary's spread either side of the court.
Yes,
So
it's often best to clear the ball that is not next to play, because the ball that's next to play can just turn around and come back. But of course, if it's the ball that's going to run the hoop, you've got to clear it.
If it's got an easy run, yes.
So Brett's in control of this one.
And some players would now start doing cute things like putting a ball into the jaws and setting up a glance shot so that they can actually knock their own ball through and continue across the next hoop.
Now we can see the flags.
Yeah, look at the flags
Yeah, there's
flying.
quite a bit of wind there. That will be affecting some of these gentle touch
It'll be
shots.
slightly better at ground level, but it's still going to be definitely affecting the balls.
So this shot across will likely be carried by the wind.
He's hitting
But
hard
he's hitting
anyway.
hard, so it
And
doesn't
he's
matter.
cleared
And he's
his
hit his
own
own
ball.
ball.
Sometimes things just compound.
And often, if you're under pressure, if your opponent's got 2 balls at the hoop and you have to hit, often that's when things go wrong.
Yes.
That's where Barry was so good. He was cool as a cucumber, and that is a surprise.
No, that was Brett trying to be cute. He was going to jaws blue, bring black back about a yard,
And then glance across.
Yep.
Yeah.
And because it wasn't his usual stroke, he fluffed the hoop, or getting in the jaws. So because the blue's stuck on the leg, Gary's just come in where where black can't clear him, but he's controlling what happens to blue. Blue might have a shot at red, but it's probably going to be hampered.
Difficult. It's coming
So
to
I
have
think
a
you were
look at
talking
the
about this
line.
earlier, that you can play some interesting tactics either side of the hoop, using the hoop as a barrier and just sort of trying to see who sticks their nose out first and gets hit.
A little bit of jockeying for position going on here.
Well, it's exactly, yeah.
They're checking the
4
line.
balls in a row.
It's Brett deciding just what's best to do here. A lot of...
And sometimes you get into Wu Wei where you just decide just to wait and see. He's wondering if he can just drift in and sit behind blue. And if that happens, if yellow hits blue, black he's decided to do. In that case, black can act as a stopper for blue. So about now I'd be heading out.
No. He's left it visible. So there it goes. Now, can Gary hit that? Because there's always a danger that blue can get itself in it right in front, very close to the leg.
Well, you don't want to
so
hit
you don't
it
want it. You don't want it to be.
I think he'll retire somewhere where
No,
he's going
he's
the other
gonna
side of the
decide
hoop again.
to just hit it, is he? No, sneak up on it some more.
Now, if he could hit it, he would. But he's relying on black for yellow.
So red's come in where it can possibly jump blue, but yellow's first can clear it unless yellow isn't there, which it isn't.
But I think Gary's relying now on yellow clearing blue.
Yeah.
In the end, you have to put a ball into a running position. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to get the hoop. But then it requires some good shots.
So this is the shot that has to clear that blue. But it's a miss. And that ball will be offside too now.
Yes, because it's over near the too near the next hoop.
Blue will run this. There won't be any messing
No
around
mucking,
now.
yeah, no mucking around.
No. So now... All right. So Gary's been told that his ball's offside and he can go to the other penalty spot, which is far from the hoop. And after this hoop, we're going to change to the other semi, which is between Robert Fletcher and Barry Jennings, I believe.
And they're already underway.
So the score on this court is now 2-4. Brett McCarty is 4.
And on the other court, Barry is up 1-0 against Robert Fletcher.
So there's Robert attempting to clear Barry's ball at hoop 2. You can see Barry's jacket blowing there in the wind, and there goes his hat.
Yep.
This is much more like Cairnlea weather.
No, there's no sleet.
Yeah, it's not raining. It's just very windy.
Barry was a professional fisherman, so I think he's used to bad weather.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh. Barry's from South Australia, and Robert is actually from Victoria, from the Lismore Club, but he's now living in Canberra, I think. Is he? Canberra?
He is.
Yeah.
His construction work has been on things like Snowy 2.0, a lot of wind farms out past Yass, and work within Canberra. So they're doing a lot of work around the area.
Yeah, so he's come down here to play. Last time I saw him playing was up in New South Wales.
At the East Coast.
Association Croquet.
So Barry did a really nice glance there. He hit his own ball through hoop 2 and then kept going halfway across the lawn. He was too far out to really control it. Ideally, he'd want his red ball to have
that
gone
would
in
have
front
been a
of
good
the
one
next
to
hoop,
see a replay of, wouldn't it? So So heading into hoop 3, they're all fairly close here.
Yes, for this level, they're not
unusual.
So now Robert's going to hit yellow a long way away, so that blue.
And he wants to hit a dead centre so that black will stay and yellow will go. So there'll be 2-1 at this hoop. So successfully, yellow's gone, black's gone off at an angle, still on.
But controlling.
Yeah, in control of hoop 3.
So I think you were referring earlier to it's better to be on the inside so that you can hit balls a long way away. So black's taken an inside position so they can clear right across the court.
That's right. Barry marks his ball in and now he has a shot with yellow. The way he's lining up looks like he's going to hit something rather than hit to position. We'll
but you notice that Robert hit him to the furthest
clearing.
point he could.
Yeah.
It's a bit wide.
No, gone for position. Yeah.
They've taken the barriers up in order to do mowing, so the balls can go a long way if they hit the gap.
Luckily the referee was there to collect it for him. So, blue to run.
Now Robert's not just aiming to get the hoop, he wants to run down to the next hoop.
That's right.
What was interesting at the New Zealanders and a lot of the World Championship stuff is they just hit it so hard that there's no way it stops in front of the next hoop. They are going out the back. And their thinking is that that ball is going to be a clearing ball, and even from the back line they can clear anything in front of the hoop 4. So they concentrate on that's down there, the next ball goes into a hoop running position, then they clear the intervening ball.
Well, I think that's what Robert's done here because he's gone off on the south boundary.
Yep.
And now red's in position. And it'd be interesting to see if red drifted around into perfect position then.
No, he's open.
It looks like that from here.
No, he's open. He was trying to come down a little bit more.
He was trying to be a little bit
border,
wide
so
that
from,
yellow,
the blue ball.
So blue couldn't see it. Yeah.
So Robert will put this ball. I thought he'd just be coming down to position, but it looks like he's thinking about clearing. He could be thinking of trying for the hoop.
I've seen Egyptians do that.
This is what we call a Levick double.
Yeah.
Where you've got a red ball to hit and a hoop.
Yep.
So if you bid off either, there's still
one or the other.
Yep. The trick is to pick one and stick to it, not just aim down the middle.
In case you're too accurate and you get the middle.
Yep.
Well, he's taking a while over the shot, so looks like it's going to be a big shot.
It was a hoop shot.
I'm not sure what happened there.
It was just to the side of the hoop.
Just missed
Can we have
both.
a replay? We'll just have another look at that if possible. So yellow's just coming down to position. The trick here is not to crowd your other ball. I call it the 1 yard rule, especially at doubles. If your partner ball can run the hoop, don't go with him.
No.
So many times you nestle up and just cause problems.
Robert lining up to clear. He can't get both of them, so which one's he going for? The one that can run the hoop?
He's got to take
which
red.
is the red. And misses that one.
On the right.
That is unusual for Robert. So here's the shot earlier where Robert took a while to decide, but then missed both the hoop and the red ball. That was an important one because that left Barry still there, able to run. And what did you say about don't crowd your own ball? Now he's put his own ball in the way, he's going to have to jump it.
Wow.
If it's still there, of course.
I think Robert might
hit yellow out of there.
That was going to put him up 3-1. So I think he just got a bit too tense. And the problem for Robert is if he clears red, it opens the hoop for black. For yellow.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't clear red, I'd say it's very jawsable.
So he's not doing that. He's trying to come in the back. Oh, well.
Now,
It's a fair way out.
I'm predicting that Barry will try and tickle this ball into the actual hoop.
That leaves it free for Black to hit it.
No, red plays before Black.
Yeah, but he can put it in, just in.
Yeah.
And then Black
he's
can
playing
clear it. Yeah, okay, you thought he might hit red with yellow.
Yeah.
Ah.
And just tickle it into the
Tickle
hoop.
it in. It's so often they bounce the other way, don't they, when you're trying to do something neat like that. That's what you were saying about Brett being tricky earlier. Trying to do some little fiddles.
Well, no, Brett's not tricky, that's the thing. I was surprised he actually did try and just jaws the ball.
Ah,
That's
so
very
Robert
close to putting...
he's straightened up the red so that Barry can hit it through.
And through enough to
so that
block Black.
Blocks Black's shot.
I don't think he has, though. He's come too far.
Yeah. Well, Robert's looking at that because across to hoop 5 could be blocked by red, but he's had a look and he can get through.
Yeah. So we talked about...
Barry's now 3-1 up.
Yeah. We talked about Robert's new mallet.
Oh, has he got a new mallet?
Well, he's playing with a wooden
mallet. It's a wooden one. Oh.
Because he played with a Pidcock, you know, one of the carbon fibre tube.
I thought it was one that he'd made at one stage. No, Robert
he's
made
imported
those.
it. He's imported it from the UK. Ah, no, apparently he has made it.
He did make quite a few of those carbon fibre looking mallets.
Yes, you could buy a Fletcher for a while.
No.
Oh.
No. Is he set up for a promotion?
No, I think he was trying to bump Black.
Maybe he was trying to promote it.
But this is the trouble. When I was talking about the analysis before about what kind of shots people play, it relies on you being able to determine what they intended to do. And it's often quite
And when
tricky.
something doesn't work, you don't know what it was they were trying to do in the first place.
Particularly if they run a hoop, but they possibly were trying to clear the ball next to it and just got lucky, or vice versa. How do you grade it? Was it a successful hoop shot, even though it wasn't intended?
Or a failed clearance. Yeah. Well, this one has to be a clearance. This is the only ball he's got around to get rid of that yellow, so he has to use it. Black has to clear yellow. So he's cleared it so it can't run the hoop, but it isn't very far away.
Yeah.
So Barry made the decision to
I call them Pyrrhic clearances, particularly when you're hitting towards the border. You clear them, but your ball follows theirs, so they then turn around and hit your way and stay in front of the hoop. So it doesn't work out very well.
No, you've got to look for some angle or some distance.
Yep. The ideal shot is a good stop shot where you stay and they go a fair way, and then
that's the one. That's the one you want.
And again, a bit of venom.
No, that was just enough clearance so that it can't run the hoop. Yeah. No, it's not enough. It's coming back. Yeah. Not quite.
But it's right in front of yellow.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange little not quite right shots happening here.
Or else come deeper so that yellow has to choose whether to chase you out or...
So yellow's free to give blue a decent whack. No, he's not doing that. He's going for the hoop. I can't tell. That angle, it didn't look like it was possible. Robert's trying to decide whether one or other of his balls is able to run, but he's also looking at stopping yellow from hitting the black one. Is that what he's doing? No? He's trying to just get better position.
Yeah, black's got a better chance of running down to the hoop 6.
It is quite deceptive with this camera angle, isn't it?
Good.
Red clears the blue.
Well, that's why he put the block in, to protect black.
So black can run. This is also where sometimes the players will put it in the jaws so they get a clear run up to the next one, but I think Robert's looking at simply going through.
Yeah, just glide
up
through
to hoop
and
6.
keep going. But
this
just the right pace rather than going to the border.
Yeah, he's 1-3 down, so he really needs to try and land these 2 hoops
Well, that's the difference. So a world-class player is trying to glide it, whereas...
There it is, it's through.
It goes. Whereas I'd be jawsing.
So it's 4-1, sorry, 2-3 now.
But the ball did go all the way down to the border.
We'll get the scores adjusted in a minute.
Yellow's going in. Barry's particularly good at putting balls just in front of the hoop.
And that's what you need to be able to do.
He's particularly good at it.
Yeah, that's right.
So is Chaz Quinn.
Yeah, and Chaz is also very good at clearing a very long way. Right. Robert's come up, so there isn't any doubt that yellow can run that hoop from there, so I don't think blue's in any real danger of being hit away. No. Yellow would simply run the hoop.
But black's relying on clearing yellow now.
Black's absolutely relying on that. And Barry's virtually said, well, I don't think you can do that, so I'm going to hang out with red so that I can clear your blue.
Possibly he didn't want a big collateral damage if it went. Okay, it's time to hand back to Gareth Denyer.
Is it?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Trish.
Thanks, Peter. See you later. Gareth, we're just waiting for Robert to clear the yellow, and he has. So at the moment, Robert is 1 down, 2-3 to Barry. Barry put in a very nice yellow ball there in front of the hoop, and Robert's just cleared it. So it's now.
And have you been casting your eye on the other semi-final, Trish?
Well, we were watching the other semi-final for a while, but we've now been concentrating on Robert and Barry. Okay.
Well, Barry's had a great day so far, hasn't he?
He has.
Very exciting for him to beat Alison Sharp in the quarterfinals and find himself playing Robert Fletcher in this semi-final.
And he's giving it a good shot. He's 3-2 up.
So Robert playing the black and blue, just coming in to hoop number 6, a little bit short. And Barry clearing. So, as we said, an amazing opportunity for Barry to be playing the world number 1 in association croquet, but an incredible force in golf croquet as well.
Robert's not able to play quite as much croquet as he used to because he's now in charge of an earth-moving company. He and his brother do a lot of work on, as Peter was saying, on wind farm installations.
Oh, that's right, they do, yeah.
He's been playing since he was quite a young boy, so a lot of his talent and technique has been built up over those years from playing as a boy and a young man. The 3 Fletcher brothers are all very good croquet players.
That's right, and they all represented Australia at the Robertson Shield
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah,
where Australia were victorious.
That's right, yeah. That, of course, was in association croquet. It's a lovely position. Robert has beautiful touch.
Oh, doesn't he just? Yes.
And we were saying, though, that Barry has done a very good job of positioning his ball for hoop running.
Well, that's right. And in that first game, Barry was just exceptional from everywhere. He was.
Looks like Robert's black and blue are able to both be cleared at once. Barry's done that a bit, but no, just the black this time, leaving blue. And blue can run the hoop from there, I think.
All right, so sizing it up, and it always takes this stance, doesn't he? It's you could just see a still photo of that, and you'd know that it was Robert Fletcher.
Yeah. But he was lucky actually that Barry did manage to clear one of those balls, because I think the black was hampering blue's attempt at the hoop.
Yes, yeah. So a little bit of shadow in his way there, but
and
through he goes.
Yeah.
Now Robert's mallet, Trish. That's he. I haven't seen him play with this all wooden mallet.
No,
before.
that's a new mallet. Peter was pointing out it had made some mallets that looked a lot like the English pidcock mallets that a lot of us play with.
That's right. Yes.
And now he's changed to that one, and I must ask him when he comes up later.
Yeah. Why?
What it is, who made it, and why he's changed to that. It has a very slim profile as well. So for the hampered shots around the hoops.
Now when you mean a slim profile, do you mean the width of the
width of
the head?
Of the head,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The score has gone to 3-3 now, hasn't it? And we're playing for hoop 7.
Yes, 3-3. So we just need to update that score. And Barry, unfortunately, clattering into the side of hoop 7 there. So,
but red is in hoop running position.
Red
so
is in
Robert
hoop running position.
From the boundary,
Robert, quite a long
10,
way away.
10 yards away, I'd say.
Yep.
Is now to clear the red, and he has a chance that it might even go in off.
That's true.
Might be able
Here
to
it
run
goes,
the hoop.
and he clears it beautifully.
Good clearance.
So Barry would have been quite excited there about thinking of taking that hoop, but Roberts dispatched him off to the sidelines. So this is surely a hoop running opportunity. Here's the characteristic crouch, the stalking.
And from this angle you can see the line
angle.
of it.
Yeah, great angle, isn't it?
And of course these hoops are only a millimetre wider than the size of the ball. So it's not easy to get them through from an angle.
Studying concentration, isn't he? With these shots.
Yeah.
Just
lots of preparation.
Just look up and through he goes. 4-3.
So that's 4-3 to Robert.
4-3 to Robert. I guess it's going to be difficult for Barry to come down from the high that